Prime Time Local News, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
Hello and welcome to Primetime Local News. I'm Astar Delazo and thank you for joining us. Lloydminster this year is tackling some of the empty lots that currently provide no use to the city. The building located at 4824 47th Street is not in use right now, but Lloydminster is aiming to have a business take over the lot.
The building is an existing building that's vacant, and it's been vacant for just over a year. So one of the challenges that comes forward is when a business or building is left vacant for a year, especially in a direct control 1 district, that it had to come back to administration and council for approval for that development, because it's a discretionary development.
While details about the business now are unavailable, the goal is for the development to provide support services to local businesses in the city.
We're excited to see a business go into an existing property that's vacant right now and ensure that it's being put to the best use. And I don't know if it's a new business to the community or an existing business moving to a larger vicinity, but stay tuned. I'm sure once they get through the process, they'll be making some advertisements and letting people know that they're there to serve the community.
The Voyager Games are on this weekend, and there's a chance to enjoy a pancake supper on Sunday. Heather Clay just has more on this week's edition of What's Happening.
You and your family are invited to Weaver Heritage Park tomorrow for Voyager Games. Now, this is an opportunity to try out different activities and take part in different competitions. You'll have the chance to try out trap setting, log sawing, there's going to be axe throwing, snowshoe racing, jigging, and more. There's prizes to be won. This is an all-ages event, and it's free to attend. So head to Weaver Heritage Park tomorrow between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. to take part in Voyager Games. You can get more details on the Lloydminster Museum and Archives Facebook page. The Wainwright and District Community Health Foundation is getting set to host their gala coming up on April the 12th. This fantastic night includes a delicious meal, live music, auctions, and more. And the funds raised from this year's event, they're going to go towards bringing an eSIM lab to Wainwright. The theme this year is a Midsummer Night's Dream, and there are still a few tickets left. So if you want to join them in Wainwright for this great event on April 12th, don't wait, get your ticket now. You can get all the details and your ticket online at WDCHF.com. And the Hillmont 4-H Club invites you to their annual Pancake Supper and Bingo coming up this Sunday, March the 30th. They'll start serving up the Pancake Supper at 4:30, then Dessert Bingo begins at 5:30. Every bingo will win a dessert item, plus there's going to be silent auction items for you to bid on as well. It's all taking place at the Hillmont Hall, and it's a great way to support local 4-H. Well, whatever you choose to do this weekend, we hope you stay safe and stay healthy.
What's Happening is brought to you by Northern Factory Workwear, Circle Drive East, Saskatoon, and Highway 17 South, Lloydminster.
We'll have more primetime local news after the break. The owner of Pam's Piano Studio, Pam Rollhazer, is teaching the music class, which is an award-winning music and movement curriculum that introduces music to young kids and their families. Abby St. John has more.
I'm very happy to be joined here today by the owner of Pam's Piano Studio, Pam Rollhazer. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Well, thank you for having me. Yes, it's a pleasure to be here for sure.
Of course, and I'm happy to have you here because I love talking about music and the arts, and you have the music class, which is an award-winning music and movement curriculum, and you have that as at your studio. So first of all, can we talk a little bit about what the music class is and what makes it award-winning, and how do you incorporate it into your studio?
Great, very good. Yeah. So the music class is a music class for families that have kids from usually newborns right up to about age 4. It's a really unique class because families come together. So it's a multi-age thing. So older kids help teach the younger kids, and the younger kids, of course, learn from the older kids. It's a wonderful interactive thing that way, which is one of the big things that the families love about it because they can all come together, right? I have grandmas that bring their kids. It's so much fun to watch, right? So yeah, we have the music class that in the class we sing, we dance, we play rhythm instruments. So it sounds very basic, and it is really, because what we're doing is we are teaching kids to love music. We're not teaching them to be performers. We're not teaching them that they're going to be the next concert pianist or whatever. We are teaching them here is music. Here is the language of music, and they love it, right? It's a very, very active class. We move very quickly from one activity to the next. And so the kids are always kept entertained. It's very, very educational because they learn about pitches, they learn about rhythms, they do learn how to properly use some of the instruments and things like that. But most of it is just trying to immerse the child in music.
That sounds absolutely incredible and amazing for kids and families alike as well. It's a group activity as well. I love the arts. I was a big arts kid in theater growing up. But as a music teacher and a music instructor as yourself, why do you think it's important to introduce music to kids? Like you said, you start this at infant newborn up until a grown a little bit older. So why do you think it's important to introduce music and the arts to kids that young?
One of the great things about the program, like this is the music class is not a program that I myself have developed, right? It has been developed by a family actually in Atlanta. And they went into this about 30 years ago and they said, music seems so important to kids. Let's figure this all out. So I love it because the program's already there and everything's there for me, right? And so I just get to teach it. I have the joy of that. But they did a lot of research into why music is so important with kids. And it shows there's, I mean, so many different angles, right? But the brain itself is, of course, as we all know, split into all the different portions, right? Music is the only thing that actually stimulates all sections of the brain at the same time. So having kids immersed in music at a young age is so important because it develops all of that brain. It teaches the brain to work together. It's incredible that way. Um, just, looking at other things, right? Language development. I have so many families that come to me and say, I don't know if my kid can do this because they don't speak. And I'm like, let's bring them, let's have fun. And usually by the end of the session, they are starting to speak, they're starting to sing. Because one of the things that we teach is just very simple little echo sing backs, echo tap backs, things like that. So we're just encouraging the kids to use their voices. And when you think about speaking, when we talk to kids, we know it's really important to talk to kids from being a baby. And it's exactly the same thing with music. If we immerse them in music at home, in lessons, right from when they're a baby, it develops so much quicker. It shows so much more ability as they get older. And as I say, our goal is not to create concert people with this. It's to allow people to enjoy music. Because the people that enjoy music are the ones that can get out and dance. They can feel the beat. They can sing along to the songs, even in the shower for themselves, right? So, that's the goal of this whole thing.
Yes, that's a very beautiful way to incorporate both education, basic education like speech, and music and the arts together to definitely teach your child basic stuff that they learn in school, but in a fun musicality kind of way. Now, the next session is coming up on April 8th, so let's talk about that and how people can sign up. It's called the Pony Collection, and I see the book is behind you,
Yes.
and that starts April 8th. So talk a little bit about what the Pony Collection is, what can people or attendees expect, and how to sign up.
Okay, so the Pony Collection, yeah, it starts, as you said, April the 8th. I have two different classes that I'm offering right now in the week. I have a Tuesday 9:30 a.m. and a Wednesday 9:30 a.m. class. Each one runs about 45 minutes. I do try to keep the classes really small. I like to have a maximum of 5 or 6 families per class because I love to have the one-on-one interaction with the kids. And if the classes get too big, you don't get that, right? So I like to keep it fairly small. The Tuesday class is actually almost full. So if people are wanting that Tuesday class, hopefully they get registered soon. Being a business owner myself, of course, the joy of it is I can add other classes. So if these classes fill or there is a request for other times, then I can always add those. So to register, the easiest way is to go to my Facebook page. It's Pam's Piano Studio teaching the music class. And on there, I do have a link to, it's a Google form that I'm using for registration. You can just email me at pamspianostudio@gmail.com and I will get you added to the lists that way as well. And I can also just email you the form that way. If you wanted to, my phone number's on my Facebook page as well, if you would like to chat more about things. So.
Wonderful. Well, this music class sounds absolutely fantastic, and it is a great way to introduce your child into music at a very young age, and it's a great activity to do as a family as well. I love that it's incorporating families and not just a kids class, so or just basic lessons. This is definitely a bonding exercise as well, opportunity. So that's amazing. So I wish you the best of luck for this music class, and we'll talk more about other sessions that come up as time goes on. But I wish you the best of luck for the pony collection.
Great, thank you very much, yes.
That's all for news. Sports is next, but first, here's a look at your closing market.
Today's oil prices are brought to you by First General Services.
The Lloydminster Bobcats were in a must-win game earlier this week in their first round series against the Grand Prairie Storm. Our Thomas Wildman has more.
After dropping the first 3 games against the Storm, the Bobcats needed a win to keep the series alive. The Bobcats got off to a solid start with Ben Constantino starting the scoring, but the Storm answered back in the first with 2 goals by Alec Hall and Thomas Marinkovic. In the second, Caden Wiltsey would even it up, but immediately after, Zachary Wilson would give the Storm the lead once again. In the third, the Storm would hold off the Bobcats all the way to the 2:30 mark, where the Bobcats would pull the goalie, but the gamble would pay off. Lloydminster's own Cade Fondley would tie it up for the Bobcats, and with little time left, this game would need overtime. Some big plays happened at both ends of the ice, but no one could get the golden goal. But then at 13:35, Zachary Wilson would get the series-winning goal and complete the sweep, sending the Storm to the next round.
The first 2 got away from us up in GP. We got behind, maybe affected our swagger, our confidence a little bit. Both games at home here could have went either way. We were in the mix, we were in the battles. We fortunately just couldn't quite get over the top there as far as the extra goal or the extra player. That boys did a fantastic job, and I have nothing but great things to say about each individual in that room.
With the Bobcats season finished, that will be their final game in the Centennial Civic Center, and Wojciechowski says that the team will miss the unique atmosphere the arena offers.
If this barn could tell stories, the stories it would tell, no better junior barn. I don't think right now it's going to be sad to see it go, because when it is full, when it is packed, the fans are on you, the fans are passionate, the community's passionate, and going to miss this rink dearly.
And that will be the final Junior A hockey game here in the Centennial Civic Center, ending an over 50-year era of Junior A hockey in Lloydminster. For Primetime Local News, I'm Thomas Wildman.
It was also the final Junior B game for the Civic Center, with Game 6 of the Northeastern Junior B Finals between the Lloydminster Bandits and the Wainwright Bisons. Our Thomas Wildman brings a wrap on the series.
The NEA JBHL final was an incredible series. The Bandits won both Game 1 and 2 on the road in Wainwright, but the Bisons answered back, winning both Games 3 and 4 in Lloydminster. The pivotal Game 5 back in Wainwright went the Bisons' way. With a win in the Civic Center, the Bisons would go home with the series. A Bandits win, though, would send the series back to the Peace Memorial for Game 7. The Bisons would strike first with a goal from Riley Pickford. That would be all in the first, but the Bandits would answer back in the second with a power play goal from Silas Reeds. The third would solve nothing, and so this game needed overtime. The game would go deep into the first overtime period, but finally Zach Nelson would get the series-winning goal, crowning the Wainwright Bisons champions once again, winning the franchise's 8th straight NEA JBHL title.
This is my first full year with the Bisons, and I was shaking. I didn't even believe it was real.
I mean, it's amazing. You dream about it every year, and yeah, to finally achieve it, you dream about your whole career, especially in overtime, scoring the overtime, being on the ice for it, celebrating with everybody. It's the most amazing feeling in the world. You can't describe it. Yeah.
Oh, I'm speechless. I mean, I haven't won a championship in a while, and it's nice to come to a team that, can do that, and, it was really fun.
It's unbelievable. I've been fortunate enough to win 4 of these championships, and we got an unbelievable squad in that room.
The Bisons will now head to the Junior B Provincials in Morinville and believe they have the ability to continue their success.
Just keep building our group up, trust our coaches. They do an unbelievable job recruiting guys, and we've had such a strong core for so long, and I believe in every one of these guys in this room.
Thomas Wildman, Primetime, Local News.
Before we head into Pets of the Day, I'd like to share my new cockatiel who is quite talented. In fact, I think he might even be a better singer than me. Meet Coco Chanel. He's an 11-month-old normal gray cockatiel, and this little guy really sung his way into my heart. This intelligent bird knows 3 songs and a couple phrases, his favorites being Hi Coco and Peekaboo. Along with being known for their intelligence and ability to mimic songs and speech, cockatiels are also very affectionate and social birds and can live up to 30 years in captivity, which makes them incredible and entertaining pets. And if you want to follow along Coco's musical journey, you can follow him on Instagram and TikTok at Coco Chanel, the cockatiel. And now let's take a look at your pets of the day.
Send photos of your pet and their name to have them featured on Pet of the Day.
Thank you for watching Primetime Local News. I'm Astarta Lazo, and have a great rest of your day.